Ladies and gents, welcome to the channel. Mantok Productions here. Here I am in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, or MSFS, as they like to say. I'm actually logged in at a brand new scenery, which is developed by Aerosoft. This is their first Aerosoft DLC for free for MSFS. This is called the Paderborn Airport, or Lipstadt. Paderborn or Lipstadt Airport. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off, fly around, and view the airport from a variation of different angles and so forth, and weathers. Just jumped into the drone cam here for a second to go around. I'm not a massive fan of the drone cam. It's okay. It's just coming from chase plane. I would always prefer chase plane, I think, over the Microsoft Flight Simulator camera set. Although they have done an absolutely fantastic job with the default starter camera set. Like I can't fault it. The only thing I'm faulting is the fact that I like something that's a little bit more customizable and developed. So let's hope that chase plane in its time, as everything else, will make its way into the platform. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I have flown about 40 hours so far since release. Yeah, and I still just can't get over the lighting, the atmospherics, the weather, the clouds, the sun. Yeah, I'm just going to be always googling over the lighting. Simulation of the lighting in this platform for quite a while. But here we are. This is a really nice looking airport for a first airport out of the gate. Aerosoft, I have literally just fired this up, opened up this airport, and just had a look. Right, I'm just seeing it right now. This is my first view. This really is beautiful for a freeware airport. For those of you who are new to flight simming in general and would like to take your knowledge a bit further and learn a bit more about how to seriously fly aircraft in the modern day, then you are living in exciting times, I'm telling you, because up until now the people playing on or flying on FSX and P3D and haven't really graduated over to something like X-Plane, where it's a bit of a different engine and so forth. People who have been waiting for something like this, like myself, we've had FSX, which, yeah, let's not talk anymore about that. We've had P3D, which is pretty much what we've been doing. I came from P3D version 4.5, as you may see on my channel. And this is just head and shoulders above anything that I've ever flown in before. I did not upgrade to P3D version 5 like some people did because I knew this was coming, and I'm very glad I waited because there's no need for P3D version 5 in my opinion after you see this. So yeah, just taking a look at the airport, the terminal buildings, they all look very good. The jetways, of course. We are in very early days in this simulator platform. We're still only roughly a week out from release. I mean, maybe a week to a week and a half. Oh, it's actually Thursday, yeah. So, but maybe 2 weeks from release. So we don't really have any study level aircraft add-ons. Let's just call them. Nothing to speak of to really seriously make use of an airliner airport like this. There will be obviously PMDG are the people you want to look out for. They're the ones that will release the high quality 737, 747, 777, and did I miss one? No, I think those are the big three, and then the DC-6 I hope they bring into MSFS. I'm gonna have to get used to saying MSFS. Anyway, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Let's just see if and one of the things I love is the stability of this thing. Even on release, you're able to just do this. which you would always kind of clench when doing that in P3D or FSX, because it would just grind to a halt and potentially crash. And as I say, there's a bit of a stutter there, which sometimes it does have like a freeze, which is a little bit worrying, but it usually comes back. I have, in 40 hours worth of simming in this so far, I've only come across one crash to desktop, which was flying into Alice Springs in the DA62. So yeah, really good so far, really good. Just kind of taking a look at these textures. This is fantastic. This really is fantastic. Like I was saying before, guys, you know, if you're coming into flight simming and you've not really known what has come before now, you guys really do not, you cannot appreciate how good this is in comparison with what we've had before. And the fact that I'm looking at freeware right now, it's just, yeah, so excited. Anyway, let's get back to the aircraft and go to the external camera like so. I am using TrackIR, where TrackIR 5, which is a head tracking tool. So let's go into the cockpit. Now, starting. A lot of people will be using the checklist. I've actually never used this checklist. So let's just go straight to the engine start and see if this works. Okay, throttle, open, 1/4 inch, roughly. Mixture, idle cutoff. Propeller area, clear. This is where you would open the window and just shout clear and make sure that there's no human beings anywhere near this big whirly spinning item of death. Battery switch on, like so. Beacon on. Mixture, rich. Fuel pump, 3 to 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I usually am very wary not to flood the engine. Now you lean out the mixture again. Ignition, start, and when the ignition starts, put the mixture back to rich. Oh, come on. Brilliant. Oh, one more time. Ugh. See, this is where me and engine starting. I'm just going to hit Control E. For the sake of the video, let's just... oh yes, I can tick items. Oh, okay, cool. Right, after engine starting. Adjust throttle to 1000 RPM. Yep, that's correct. Everything on the checklist sounds feasible, sounds logical. Let's get the taxi light on and the nav light on. Let's just hold in the parking brake for the moment. Alternator on. Yeah. Push those two in. Fuel is on both. Radio's on. Transponder on standby. Like set on standby. Transponder on standby. We're not gonna use the autopilot today. This is gonna be completely VFR. Okay, got 50% fuel. T's and P's look good. Oil pressure is not as high as it should be yet, but it should come higher with the engine warming up. The viscosity will decrease, and the temperature of the engine is just warming there as well. Taxi light is required. Okay, we will get ready for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for a standard circuit today. This is something for those of you again who are new to flight simming. A standard flight circuit in a small aircraft like this is pretty much your bread and butter of flying on VATSIM. Now VATSIM is the online multiplayer network where you log on and you fly as you would fly in the real world. There are controllers who talk to you as real controllers would in the real world. It's pretty cool once you get to understand how it all works and you're able to fit yourself in amongst the traffic of the world. It's a lot of fun. Go check out the dozens of videos on my YouTube channel for examples of flying on VATSIM. Hopefully soon Microsoft should patch the simulator here so that it will actually be feasibly usable for us. So for the moment, I'm not gonna get too deep into stuff. So I'm just going to get in the air because that's what we want to see, and so notch up that propeller, that throttle up to about 1500 RPM, just to get the plane moving, and then you can bring that back down to about 1100 RPM. The inertia of the aircraft, once you actually get it moving along the ground, it doesn't really need a lot to keep it moving. So once you're moving, yeah, bring that RPM back down to about 1000. Okay, you don't want to smash the wing into the side of the building there. And we are coming to a stop. I like these little taxiways. They're very small taxiways, which shows that this is the kind of area that Cessnas probably would, and small GA aircraft would be using. This is not the part of the airport where big airliners are going to be. So we stopped, we looked left, we looked right, we don't see anyone. Obviously I'm flying with no traffic in the sim whatsoever at the moment, so obviously in a multiplayer environment you would need to know what's going on. So I'm going to do a circuit to begin with, just to kind of give you a feel for this is kind of what you do, or this is what you would want to do when you first log on to VATSIM, just to begin learning. There is a taxiway there, so I'm just gonna, yeah, okay, I'm gonna taxi down to the end of the runway, turn around and take off. Of course, one of the things in this new simulator is sloped runways, and that's cool. That's very cool. Sloped surfaces. There are many new things in this sim. I couldn't get through them all in one video, but here we are. I'm trying to make a start. So please, folks, leave your comments down in the comment section of this YouTube video, and tell me what you would like to see. Specifically on my channel, I do a lot of general aviation flying, GA flying as it's called, in small aircraft such as the C-172 here, and other small aircraft. Nice looking buildings. We will have a look at these buildings in closer detail in a second. I just want to get in the air and see what the countryside around here looks like, and see what the airport looks like from the air. So I do a lot of general aviation simming, a lot of VFR stuff on VATSIM, trying to kind of get into the nitty-gritty of aviation before advanced avionics that we have today. A lot of YouTubers, a lot of simmers, a lot of streamers will be flying the commercial aircraft, the 737s, the A320s, and that's great, and I'm glad we have people in the community to do that. But personally, I have the calling to create GA content more exclusively on my YouTube channel, because not a lot of people out there in contrast are doing that sort of thing, so I feel there's a bit of a need. Okay, so we're pulling up to the instrument hold line. This is the line on every single airport that you do not want to cross. You see the flashing lights, the flashing amber lights. We are ready to taxi onto runway 24 via Bravo. We are holding at Bravo for runway 24. That's how you read those signs. And this is where you would sit and wait until ATC tells you to enter the runway. Yeah, takeoff go around is 1430 meters. I'm actually really happy to see a Tora sign. They're quite rare, actually. It's kind of hard to find them, but I'm really glad to see that that's custom. That this scenery is so custom that they've properly added the specific signs. There's one of those in Torp Lufthaven in southern Norway, and in one of my PPL training videos on my YouTube channel, you will see me talk about the TORA sign, or the takeoff go around sign. So let's just pretend we have been given clearance to cross the instrument threshold, the instrument hold line, and taxi onto the runway and line up for a takeoff. Once you taxi across that line, you then turn on the strobe, and the landing light can go on as well. Woo, a little bit of a dip there in the taxiway, which is cool. So many new things to experience here. So with Cessna 172s, you can take off with flaps 10. I mean, it's up to you as a pilot. Let's just go mixture rich for takeoff. Most people though take off with flaps up. It's kind of either or. It depends on your weights and balances as well. I'm trying to get my checklist up here. So run up before takeoff. Flaps, yeah, I see 0 to 10 degrees. That's up to your discretion. Throttle full 2300 RPM, mixture rich, enunciator panel is clear. Airspeed indicator check is working. Nose wheel lift at 55. Initial climb 70 to 80, and flaps up above 300 feet. Okay, sounds good. Let's just take our feet off the brakes and on with the power smoothly. Now, I find in comparison with Prepared 3D, the rudders, without any customization to the sensitivity, the rudders are quite sensitive. So that's something I've just had to be a little bit more wary about, and I've done a bit of, there's nose wheel coming up, and off we come, and climb out speed is 70 to 80. So that's something I've just had to get used to, is the slightly more sensitive rudder, and apart from that, everything else is pretty much where it should be. Let's just get some light here. Even on a cloudy day, you need a bit of light. Okay, so let's just hold runway centerline to the best of our ability. So we're up to 1100 feet already. Let's just pull the power back to 75% and the mixture back to 75%, which is my kind of standard cruise settings. And what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to tweak the audio, because I feel when I go into the external view, it's just a bit crazy. And you can see I've already come off the runway centerline there, so I'm just pulling left to adjust. That was runway 24, remember, so I'm going to set my heading bug to 240, just as a reminder of what is the runway heading. The one thing I am a bit salty about is that they've given me cockpit tooltips for all of these knobs, which is really great, except my heading knob, which I'm a bit sad about, to be fair. Okay, let's do a left circuit. So let's just add in some left bank there. Just climb to steadily up to 1500 feet. And the two things that I am absolutely addicted to in the simulator is the performance and the, well, everything, but the scenery. What you're actually looking at on your screen for the actual performance that you get is phenomenal. Is an absolute game changer for me. Okay, so that is my left crosswind. So I'm going to turn and do a left downwind. So at this point you would announce downwind. So you would say Tower, Alpha Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra, left downwind, or turning left downwind. And that's where he then hears that, and he knows what position you are in the circuit. Now I'm just straightening out on my left circuit, and the aircraft is continuing to want to climb, so let's just pull the power back a little bit more, trim her out. Once you trim the aircraft, you'll have a nice smooth ride. Okay, so let's just have a look there. Lovely scenery, really lovely scenery. It's very hard to tell where I'm not going to call this payware. This is freeware, but it's payware level of quality, right? Okay. So when I say payware, I'm meaning the quality, not the actual you pay for it. The payware quality of scenery is so nice here, and the world scenery is so nice that you really have no idea of where the payware airport ends and the MSFS world scenery, the ortho or photoreal, whatever you want to call it, begins, which is a really, really fantastic thing. It's just the last 40 hours of flying, or the first 40 hours of flying in the sim, I should say. I have literally just been gawping. My chin has been on the floor. I've just been addicted, totally. And the most beautiful thing really for me, for a VFR pilot, is, and it's what's so exciting, is that when you fly as a VFR pilot low and slow over terrain like this, when you look out the window, you are assured that you are looking at you're actually looking at what is there in real life. So you're actually looking at the photos of that field there, and the photos of that small clump of buildings. And then of course all the algorithms are building a three-dimensional world with trees and buildings, etc. for us. But the beautiful thing to me is that field in the middle of the woods there, that is 100% unique. There is no other field on the face of this planet that's quite like that field. You could fly all over this planet in this simulator and not find a field that looks like that. And that to me is exciting because, of course, up until now, unless you want to break the bank, you pretty much have auto-gen and auto-textures, which are kind of textures that replicate themselves to create the world. And there's no replication about this. This is 100% streamed through your internet and appearing on your screen, because this is what this section of the world actually looks like. Anyway, enough gabbling. You've heard all of it before. You guys know what this simulator's about. That's the thing with a new product like this. There's so many videos out on this already, and so many people giving their 2 cents that you don't need to hear mine. Okay, so I've just straightened out on my left downwind. You don't really call it left or right downwind. Downwind is just downwind of the active runway. So let's just pull the power back. Let's push the mixture in. Let's bleed some speed. And I don't want to bleed too much altitude because I have a clump of trees below me. You can see there. The lighting in this simulator is just insane. Okay, so just trimming, adjusting the trim. I'm in flap speed, so I'm going to add in some flaps. You can see the flaps there. I don't want to kind of go too far below that kind of speed. So this is going to be a touch and go. This is going to be a touch and go, and then we're going to look at the airfield a little bit closer in some different weathers. Down we come, and my landings have gotten so much better with such a smooth simulator. Okay, almost idle. Float it down, grease it. Absolutely. I love the uneven surface of the runway. Okay, we're rolling. Smoothly add the power back in. Push the nose down slightly so it doesn't jump up before we want it to. Come up to about 70 knots indicated, and then ease the nose off the tarmac and up with the notch of flaps and climb out about 75 to 80 knots. Beautiful. Yeah, my landings have just gotten so much better overnight. I think the first time I ever flew in this simulator on release day, I flew in this steam gauge C-172, and my landing was I just had a massive grin. There's 1,000 feet. Let's go up to about 1,100 feet and pull the power back again to our cruise setting, 75 roughly. And let's do a bit more of a steeper bank here now, and let's just pass over the terminal area to see what that looks like from the air, and then we'll change up the weather. Nice to see you got some active runway lights, got some windmills off there in the distance. Got some administration buildings probably, and some freight buildings. There's an admin building, there's a car park. Got some liquid containers there to keep. And then we've got some more admin buildings that looks like more hangars. And then we've got some three apron stands with jetways. Those will be for your 737s, your A320s, those sorts of things, your CRJs. Nice looking building there. Yeah, really nice. Beautiful. And I'm about to stall the aircraft. One thing I have not actually done. Let's do this. Let's actually do this. Oh no, this is not the way to do it actually. Oh. I want to change the weather, but I want to turn on active pause. Okay. This all of a sudden became a very unprofessional video. I apologize. Let's just call that stall training. Okay. Right, so let's change the weather. To begin with, let's go to clear skies. Woo! Just to get a sense of the airfield. And this is free, guys. Remember, like, you can just download this right now off the Aerosoft.com website and take a spin, have a look, and add this to your collection of sceneries to fly your commercial flights out of. Okay, so now we want to go. I've never actually gone to snow before. Whoa. Let's just move those cloud layers up. Oh my goodness, I've never actually done that before. I've never seen the snow yet, because I've always just been flying in real world weather for the first 40 hours of flying in the aircraft in the sim. I did that on purpose. Oh. That's something that we can't really do anything about, the icing, because it's -7 degrees Celsius. Because the C-172 doesn't have any icing, de-icing system. So that kind of screws you up if you're actually wanting to fly in the winter. The runway is very difficult to see with all that snow now. But we'll have a go. It's a nice shot. I'll be saying that a lot. Okay, let's just pull off the power, push in the mixture. We are just coming in for an approach here, a banking descending turn. We do have a bit of speed, so let's just cross control. Let's just bleed some speed. Bleed some speed and altitude there. So I'm doing right rudder and left aileron, which is what you do with an aircraft that doesn't have any flaps. That's what you do to slow down. Okay, first notch of flaps. Let's just move the camera to a higher position there, because I am a tall bloke. And oh, okay, you do actually have runway lights even when the snow is there, so that makes it a bit easier to see where the centerline is, even on a covered runway. So coming down, let's just pull the power off and transition into the flare. Flare it and touchdown. just do a little bit of control. Beautiful. I really like the handling actually. All right. That was pretty beautiful. The shadows in the simulator are not quite there yet. I feel like there's like some ambient occlusion that shouldn't be there, that it's trying to produce, that I think it's trying a little bit too hard there. But I mean, I cannot complain. I really cannot complain. Rain, I quite like the rain effects on the windows. That's very well done. And again, you're going to have that obligatory freeze frame there. Yep, and so it's very slowly moving backwards because of the slipstream. It's slowly moving upwards on the windshield, very similar to the A2A physics of raindrops. And if I was to turn up the propeller, yep, it's going to move it's going to move faster. Excuse me. And if I release the brakes and take off, it's going to almost disappear with the speed of the droplets. And of course, whenever you turn on your landing lights and taxi lights, they actually shine onto the runway correctly, even though it's daytime. Even in the day, lights shine on things as they should, like that. And you do not know how long I have been waiting for a simulator to actually accurately give me good lighting, as lighting should be seen. You can see the lighting on the side of the aircraft there, reflecting off the nose as well. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And guys, this is all default. This is a default aircraft, and this is the pretty much the vanilla default sim right here. So you wait until third-party developers get in on this, as you can see they're doing, and it's just turning into an absolute beautiful sim. Let's just take a screenshot there. Yeah, so beautiful airport, beautiful area, and I can't wait to get on VATSIM. I know today that VATSIM is being sorry, not VATSIM. I know that MSFS are announcing what their new update is going to be on, all of the details. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping that they release that update very soon, so that we can actually get on VATSIM, and I can start showing you how to fly on VATSIM in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to learn a lot. For those of you who are new to the channel, I know a number of you subscribed to my first Microsoft Flight Simulator video that I did called A New Era. It's definitely going to be a new era for me on my channel, and I hope I can teach you some things, how to fly these small aircraft accurately on VATSIM in MS 2020 or MSFS. You'll find a lot of videos on YouTube of people flying A320s, 737s, etc. All of the mainstream airliner things, which are fun, and I fly those myself for my own enjoyment. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty of VFR flying, you know, how you fly a cross-country flight, how do you communicate to ATC while filing a VFR flight plan? If you've only ever flown IFR with an A320, then my channel might be the place for you. Hit the subscribe button and the like button, and please communicate with me in the chat. Add your comments in the YouTube channel chat box, and I will answer your question. I look at every question and I do my best to answer them. So thank you so much, folks, for those of you who have been there all along, of course, and are coming with me on this. Oh, I've just overspeeded my flaps. Lol. Thank you for those of you who have been here all along, and been supporting me through P3D version 1, 2, 3, 4, and even in FSX all those years ago. So really looking forward to getting my my hands, you know, stuck in on this this new simulator platform. And again, there's not too much I feel I have to offer in terms of good video content until we get VATSIM and until we start getting some really high quality third-party add-ons. But you never know, I'll do what I can in the meantime to maybe do some prep videos. Transition into the flare there. There's the flare. Let her sink down. There we go. And oh, I'm still getting used to how much rudder input to apply, because again, my my muscle memory on my feet just isn't quite there yet with this different sensitivity settings of this simulator's rudders. So yeah, so let me know what you'd like to see. I am going to get stuck into more PPL training series videos. For the moment, I am going to continue using P3D version 4, I believe. Well, I might transition into visuals in MSFS sooner, but I'm essentially using the A2A simulation C172 in P3D version 4 to create the PPL training series videos. A new one is in the works as we speak, and as I also speak, I'm coming off the instrument hold line. So let's just, why can't I click away? Why have I lost my click spots? Hang on. Why can I no longer click stuff? Hello? I can click stuff there, but all of the click spots in the aircraft have just disappeared. Okay, so anyway, yeah, hopefully that gets sorted. I'm not sure what that, maybe that's to do with the fact that I have a second screen off to the left. Who knows? But I would basically turn off the strobe, turn off the landing lights, and kind of configure that for a taxi. So there we go, guys. That's that is Paderborn, or Paderborn Airport in Germany. Freeware from Aerosoft. Aerosoft's first scenery released, I believe it's the first scenery that they have released themselves, and they've made it a freeware, and it's quite nice. A number of developers now have released a couple of freeware sceneries. I know Orbex have released a couple of freeware sceneries that I have installed, and I will be making videos on those locations as well, and how to fly them in the simulator. I was thinking one thing I could do is I could create specific videos on specific airports and how to fly them with an aircraft like this. So in those videos I could be talking about the very specific charts, the VFR charts around these various airports, the VFR corridors, how to best approach an airfield from the various directions, north, south, east, west, how to talk with ATC about approaching an airfield, a specific airfield, say Shoreham, for instance, in southern England. What VRPs there are, like visual reference points, that ATC are most likely to be using. All of these sorts of things, I could make videos. I could make a whole range of videos, VFR airport series. That sounds like a fun idea, and I just made up that idea on the spot. So, specifically tailored for Microsoft Flight Simulator flying. I'm gonna try and make it up that hill. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna do this now before I finish the video. Let's see if I can make that up this hill. Let's just swing the airplane around. Right. Here we go. Full throttle. Oh! Oh, can she make it? Oh, she can. Oh, that's fun. I don't think that a real aircraft would actually make that gradient that steep. That's definitely a gradient meant for vehicles, not aircraft. Yeah, you can see all these buildings are not aircraft buildings. But that was fun. Let's just hop down that again, just for fun. Yeah, I'm just playing around now here, guys. This is to be fair, this is one of the much shorter videos on my channel. Oh my goodness! Ah! Oh, and I would have a completely dented and bent prop at the end of that. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for joining, and I will catch you hopefully sooner rather than later, introducing VATSIM to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Cannot wait for that. I'm sure you can't wait either. And yeah, that is some freeware scenery. Some very nice looking freeware scenery. Looking forward to flying this in all sorts of weathers, in all sorts of times of the year, and in a variety of different aircraft as well. So thank you very much. Chat to you later.